Big Creek Reserve is located in the heart of Big Sur. The reserve captures a number of habitats, from terrestrial to freshwater to marine ecosystems. And all these things come together in this one place that makes it an extremely valuable laboratory and classroom for scientists and students.
Well, I've TA'd multiple field courses. It's really cool seeing students come to Big Sur and see it for the first time. To have your first camping experience be Big Creek Reserve, it's like incredible.
When I came to UC Santa Cruz, I was set on neuroscience, but then coming to Big Creek, it was just a whole new experience, and it actually involved me changing my whole mindset about what I want to do in school and what I want to study in the future.
What I've been able to show from now nearly 20 years of work at Big Creek is that native bumblebees here have declined dramatically. Places like Big Creek are so critical for long-term research because the site is protected, and I know that I can come back to the same places year after year and collect data. It's such an ideal place to look at wild populations of bees that are really distant from all the effects of agriculture. This is such a remote area that we can really see the effects of climate change happening in the moment.
One great thing about Big Creek is it happens to be in an area where there's both a marine reserve and an area outside of a marine reserve. The goal of our research is to protect those species that have been harvested and see if we can restore those populations. An increase in the abundance of fish in an area that is protected can act to replenish areas outside of the marine reserves and therefore buffer potentially the effects of climate change.
Steelhead here in Big Creek are very adept to dealing with a very variable environment. We have a lot of fish from other streams nearby coming in here. What we're learning here about how fish move across the landscape helps recovery planners and policymakers understand the spatial scale at which they take actions to protect steelhead in California.
The recovery of the condor basically couldn't happen if we didn't have places like Big Creek. The reserve has become a mecca for the condors. The two birds that nested this last year were actually both wild born. And it was the first time we'd ever seen in the history of California condor recovery, two birds that were both born in the wild nest and actually raise their own chick. Without Big Creek, that probably would have never happened. I think of Big Creek being the apex of Big Sur. It is the gem of the coast.